Greetings there, my fellow marksmen. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, Inquest of the Dead. Episode 68, Blazing Glory of Our Armaments. Alright, these guys are coming back. I took too long. Copy. Addy, let's have you... Nope, keep moving. Whoops, I tabbed out of the game. Let's have you help. Mostly because these single-phase corpses are not easy to dispatch. That one's refusing to even catch fire. You know what? Berserk Trance. And there's no. I only use it because there's like not other targets here, so I suspected there wouldn't be much of a problem using trance. Yeah, I'm burning them. I'm just trying not to lose potatoes in the process. Alright, all the other corpses are in the box here. The res-proof box, so we're good. Oh, nope, Maddie found another body that was on fire and didn't decide to die. And here's the trance, if you're wondering. It's, you basically nearly don't feel pain, and then you have a much higher hit and dodge chance. So I wouldn't... In most instances, I would say it's not worth it, because the benefit of the trance doesn't pay for the loss of character control, unless you've got no other unless there's so many enemies, is like you just have to keep killing everything on the map tile. I don't know. There's not a lot of reason to go into trance as far as I'm concerned. I just wanted to offer someone that role for the fun of it. Alright, so that one's done. Cool. Sakura, you're done with the doctoring. Nice. Everybody's tended to. Perfect. Cheers. Well, we went to the mercenary site and got a joke of a weapon. It's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load up 6 total packages of Armaments into this shuttle, and then as soon as Nabe and Good are good to go, I'll send them out to do another plasteel run. So actually, they might be fine now. So the Manic Dark, let's get you some occupants. Never mind. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do it that way. I meant to cancel... No. Well, whatever. I'll fix it. Let's also put 4 tea and 4 beer. God, we have so much tea. It's disgusting. And then the 2 bedrolls for the future. Alright. I have no reason to leave these shamblers alive. I want to clear the map tile of all threats. So, let's see. I don't have a lot of Doomsday launchers left. So I'm not going to use them. But what I will do is I will have Kadath man the mortar and just start mortar shelling them. I know it's going to piss them off. That's part of the reason why I'm doing it. We'll drag them to our base. And Madzi, you look mightily healthy. I'm going to have you stand outside as the offered sacrificial lamb to lead them into the kill box. So I think the best way to do it is to actually have a physical pawn, like, walk them to where they need to be for them to get cleared. Also, we are cremating... So this raider corpse, I'm going to shrink. There we go. Why are you still... Oh, you're taking a meal now. Alright, there's the first shell. A masterwork statue. That was worth it. Good inspiration. We have an extremely impressive barracks, an extremely impressive sanctuary, and a very impressive rec room. So let's put this in the rec room. I think the rec room would benefit the most by this art. I know a lot of the lack of impressiveness is just on the cusp, and I think it's just as a result of being dirty. But the statue will prevent it from dipping too low when not dirty. Or when dirty. So yeah, we got a good, nice burn there, I would say. And I am going to set force target. I'll just, like, pick a shambler. And what I want is I want them to try to eat Madzi so that she can lure them correctly. Alternatively, except for wizard, let's have all the gunners come out and line up for some Zom clearing. Because if we can burn some of them and, like, filter through the group so it's not all 200 at once, that'd be great. And what's happening with the fire is like spreading and then luring the shamblers in periodically, so that it's not one big Zerg rush. It's you know, they're coming in a few at a time. This makes it a way easier for me to deal with. Now, of course, these bodies aren't they're not in the burn box, so we'll have to burn them up, and that will be a little bit extra labor, but I think it's fine. If we can get the whole map tile clear. Can you stop shooting Madzi, though? Oh, great. Someone shot your eyeball. So up until now, we've definitely had a situation where, like, brawlers have carried the weight. And this is a really good example of where shooters are very powerful. We have the marksman command, and then just lined up shooters. So as the shamblers trickle in, they're just getting ground into mincemeat quickly. And this is exactly what I had envisioned, you know, going into the series, is like, eventually we would have the forces to be able to cope with the raiders like this. And I get to realize that goal. It feels awesome. Oh, Rise it. Sloan. Rascal. Sakura Nabla. You guys are going to be behind the walls. Rise it, Sloan, Rascal, Sakura Nabla. Because you've got... And don't resew it. So I'm going to... That's so annoying. Just cut it quick. Sun Tzu, with your track record, maybe you shouldn't, like, stand in front of everyone trying to get a meal. Historically, that has not ended well for you. Okay, I don't know... Seriously? 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 No one's in the fields. Seriously. Hang on. Sorry, chat. Frustrated with how stupid they're being. Alright, you're only allowed to stand here now. Stand there, do work, go. Yeah, we're slightly getting overrun, especially given that we've just lost some shooters. Our firing squads are smaller and therefore less effective. Madzi doesn't look like she's doing awesome either. So let's back this up. We'll come out for Madzi, don't worry, I'm not gonna leave her there. She's not bleeding so seriously that it's like life or death urgent level. And let's finish. So that's the whole horde. Oh, you frickin' are you? Hold on. It is 17. Okay. I'll have to fix that later. Now the other issue, oh, Madzi's trying to call free. The other issue is like some of the original first. Why are you? What the? I told you to repair the door. That does not look like you're repairing the door. That looks like your whole door. All right, Addie, I need you now. Okay, no, I don't apparently need you. Repair door. Do not open door. What? You? How? What? What? I didn't touch anything. What did he do? Why are you doing that? I am super, honestly, confused as to why Kadath is trying to go through. I think there's nowhere to stand there, and he's deciding, oh, I'll just go through the door as a result. I'm pretty 99% sure that that's the case, but it's like a crazy behavior to be honest. I'm like, all right, now that I'm done, let's open the door and let all the zombies in. What? No, I made room for you. All right, now it's not my fault. I literally moved glitch so that you could stand there, and you're still doing it. All right, Addie, I do need you. There's some, there's high levels of octane stupid going on here. Addie, move your butt towards the door. Come on. There, just stand there, that's fine. Okay. Sewing is allowed, cutting is allowed, but sewing is not allowed here. And we might lose that wall, so I'm gonna have Kadath repair it. Well, we're almost through the 200, or 196, whatever it was, 198. I rounded, but close enough. So the blight didn't spread to the corn, which is why I don't think that this blight is going to be too terrible to our food banks. Oh, I don't like Madzi's thing on the ground there. Good. Make it lighter. Oh, she, while being shot at, was like, no, I can walk, I can walk, I can walk. All right, bone spares. See your true colors. And her longsword, honestly, doesn't really matter that much because it wasn't one of the good ones. So if it gets ruined, it gets ruined. I don't really care. All right, you guys are now unrestricted. How many? 8 hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then Sakura and Nabla are going to go back on their nocturnal schedule. And then we just have a bajillion corpses to clean up as a result of all this. And some of them are already reviving, which is honestly the problem of large hordes is they, by the time we finish the first are already back up and at them. Which is why I've heavily invested in Hellcat rifles so that we could, like, whittle their numbers down. But it only does so much. Wait, was that zombie's name Tinderella? No, Tildema. I was like, Tinderella? Yep, the death pall is being annoying. Alright, so high priority haul is probably the best thing I could do here to try to clean up the corpses as I manually burn them. Some of the ones that are, like, not immediately within the sphere of influence of the base, might not aggro back to me immediately, which makes it a little bit easier for me to manage it, but, like, all the corpses that are at our walls is obviously going to be a big threat to us. Oh, yep, here's another one. Glitch and Ross start firing. And then Nabe, let's have you stand here and burn one up the door. It's one of the advantages of the Biofire Burner is it does do a lot of base damage. Okay, good. I'm glad I cleared that, but didn't light that on fire. It does a lot of base damage, which can just remove the corpse outright, which is really handy. Oh, you skipped all the way up there. All right, I know she's not in the best of moods, so I want to wrap this up so she can rest. Or maybe tag someone else to come in, substitute. I'm going to set this to slaves so that I can't accidentally arrest someone, because if I don't have a valid prison bed, then there's nowhere to take anyone prisoner. And it will prevent me from, like, accidentally imprisoning someone from a misclick. Now, unfortunately, the time of day means that, oh, Ross, means that, there's not a lot of, like, oh my god, they're all coming back, workers on schedule at the moment. And as a consequence, these corpses are not being attended to in a timely fashion, which is why I'm waking people up and just bioferrite burning. I'll just burn a whole bunch of bioferrite to try to lower the burden of all these bodies. One of the other, and I just realized only now, the benefit of this, and I hadn't realized it before, is having the double insulated walls that are covered means that when corpses, like, spill over, they spill over into a no-res zone. So, like, you can't resurrect here because it's enclosed and roofed. So that actually is kind of nice. Bit of an advantage. Alright, good. I know you're having a cow. I'm working on it. Hey, Matt. Thank you for the resub. And Lord Orion. Good's like, yo, I am so done with this. So Mads is getting her patch up. She does have a mangled eye scar. You know what? Honestly, let's just regrow that now. She already dropped all of her weapons because she went unconscious. Her weapons were up there. I think they burned up. They probably burned up. So, it's putting her in a coma is kind of fine. It's not like she's gonna miss being a brawler with a fisticuffs. And we're nearly done with a corpse cleanup. Or at least the ones, like, immediately on the walls. God, they just keep coming back. Just die! So of the 198 that I killed, I probably had to kill, like, 200 something, obviously. Because we've had to re-kill, like, at least a dozen or two. Let's not cut that right now. We got better things to do. Who's Wiggle? Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. I was about to say, like, no one in this room should be able to resurrect. Yeah, that did show a massive spike in combat efficiency. We cleared 200 with pretty minimal injuries. Certainly not 0, but you're never going to get 0 out of that. And, between combat command and, or marksman command and all the shooters, and, like, we managed to clear them out very, very efficiently with bullets, which was fantastic. Alright, so there's a single shambler up there, Buffy, not accounted for, but apart from that, I think we're done. Are those best ranged weapons to have, or could we go better? So, we could go different. Better is a matter of opinion. I mean, miniguns and chain shotguns have some of the highest DPS, but they are also... Chain shotguns specifically are royally terrible at against human likes, because you're at an enormous range disadvantage until you close the gap. Closing the gap, of course, with Locust Armor is, like, doable, but given that a lot of the enemies are singophages, they're just going to leap away as soon as you close the gap. And then the problem with miniguns is it moves your movement speed down, so you can't run as fast. And then you can't maneuver in bursts. So I tend not to use LMGs and miniguns, because once you start a burst fire, you're sort of stuck with burst fire, and you can't interrupt the burst fire as easily. And that's one of the reasons why I just don't like it, because being locked into a long burst fire in combat means that you can't, like, interrupt it. So if you're about to get hit by, like, a doomsday launcher, you can't just go like, no, stop the minigun burst and Locust Armor away. You're just gonna tank a doomsday to the face. So there's some functional reasons why I generally don't touch those, like, long spin-up weapons. And, like, for this purpose, especially for the purposes of clearing corpses, I think Hellcat rifles are, like, exceptionally efficient because they can burn down a whole pile of corpses once we're done. So that's a huge reason to use them over other rifles, even though they're not statistically better. Oh, for the love of... Okay. Alright, all the longswords are done. Thank you, Wizard. Madzi will get hers when she's conscious. That's a start. Alright, where's your faith fire? Sorry. Good. You were probably like, oh. Some R&R finally. You were lied to. Alright, glitch. Let's hit the... Oh, she is auto-skipping, right. Marksman command! Take a step back. Addy, take a step back. Kadath, move in. And burn. Alright. Well, that worked out. Sorry about the head burn. But we lit the room on fire. And, anyone that has good construction skills, I'm probably going to dispatch you elsewhere. Which, like, is none of you, apparently. For real? Other than Kadath? So, Kadath... Oh, that door is... Hold on, Addy, you clear it. No, I'm gonna close this wall, or this door, because that wall is gonna fall. Rise it. Can none of you construct? Good God. Alright, Board Drake, you're like the best of all of them, which is still not saying much. I would love to get a Doomsday on that, but that's easier said than done. I think it would damage the walls more than I care to risk. Board Drake! That's not how I wanted you to open that door. Oh god, that door is about to go bye-bye. Okay, we're losing some wall pieces. I'm trying to keep everything together. RCV, I'm gonna have to take you out of rest and start repairing some stuff. That's an unusual color for a shambler. They're usually so drab. But essentially, all the shamblers in this room are just like getting torched. So there's not much risk there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot Addy, who... Oh, Addy's still busy. Kadath is, like, fighting for his life in here, because if they breach... I guess he has Locust Armor and he could jump all over all of them, but it's, like, not a good situation to find yourself in. I like how Bryzid's, like, getting rid of corpses as we play. I mean, that's fair. That's fine. Alright, so that door is at 47%. This wall is at 22... Good. You aren't doing very much at the moment, so let's have you contribute the best way you know how. Taking a look at your bonuses, let's do another Frenzy. Adrenaline Rush. And just hold the ground there, yeah. Because, yeah, no, there's not going to be any Shamblers coming through here. They're basically... Oh, God. Shoot. That wall breached because of bullet splash. Bryze it. Sorry, Sloan. At least you have a helmet. So I don't think we're going to be able to easily close that door. It's kind of like Pandora's box. Once it's open, it stays open. Kadath, you are... Oh, right, because that wall broke and now it's... superheated. Alright, let's get you out of there. I like just how a wall of fire is like stopping that from being a breach. Okay. Now there's only an imaginary wall here. It's all been broken. Alright, Kadath, you still have one more Biofright burn. Let's dump it on the dudes on the wall, and then all of these shooters pivot over here, and we'll just start remove it, because if they break the outer wall, it's not a big deal. And then these brawlers can clean up. Yeah, this room is becoming self-cleaning, although I really don't want RCV to go inside. And all the river zombies are just getting liquefied from high-caliber lead. Now the problem is, given that this is all water, we aren't going to easily be able to burn these corpses up. We'll have to move them, but this burn box, corpse box, is still viable. I'm going to leave the high priority hall on, because obviously we need to do that, except in the case of anyone that can construct. If they can construct, they get to rebuild, because the walls that we are missing are also important. Alright, someone with a burn rifle with fuel. That would be Zoshi in this case. Let's stand here and start burning this way. Trying to clear as many corpses out at the cost of Biofright as we can. Weird place for a picnic. Do some tending. Oh, yes. If I'm to haul them, I would need to change the zoning. The corpse box is actually not... Oh, no, I guess it was open through that wall there. Kadath, let's build that section, and then it's fine. Alright, now it's enclosed. Lost refugees. 9? I don't know about that. Oh god, they're resurrecting underneath us. Alright, RCV is going to be our brawler on patrol for a bit while we try to clean this area up. some of these corpses, they might try to fight the fire because I know it's part of my home zone. Which is why the high priority haul order was on. But that would be like... I would say we probably got 400 kills there. Between the 200 and then the 170 and then having to re-kill them. 400 shamblers. It's not quite 9 of 1,000 corpses, but it wouldn't be too much of an exaggeration to say it was hundreds. Alright, I do see these corpses popping back up. I'm not going to do anything about that right now. Because we don't have enough people on duty to clear easily. Like, I want them to have more rest. Except for Nabla wants to piss them off. Okay. Hey, good. And who's still... So Madzi is starving. Sakura, go feed Madzi, and then we'll do the remaining tending that is required. How feasible would it be to put incendiary mines down? We could. It's just not going to help a lot. We tried that. The problem is when the entire area fills up with fire, it stops their pathing, and then they won't actively path through fire. So if you do something like that, you might actually just block the shamblers from approaching you and slowing down the process of killing them. Watch out, Nabla. Oh, we even lost a door. Can you guys, like, start hauling the frickin' corpses? I have haul on 1. Let me reduce plant cut back to the 2 that it's supposed to be, but like there's not a good reason for there to be so many corpses reviving. Just keep hauling them, guys. Dang it. Oh, we kills. Whoa, God. Wait, what the hell? 14-year-old single phage that was just like left out here. Well, that will cheer me up. Okay, they're getting overrun again. I'm kind of fine with them being pulled away from the corpse box, because then I can burn them too. Either way is fine, as long as we clear them. Hey, Quantum, thank you for the resub. Okay, I think just about all the corpses have been... nope. Spoke too soon. I think that shambler was actually probably revived while we were cremating it because the room's open. I kind of wish the code didn't allow for that. Because, like, if you're holding a shambler and it's reviving, you would just, like, jab it in the head with a knife or whatever. I know we don't have those kind of sidearms, but, like, you know, It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that, like, you would allow it to revive in your arms. Here. Yep, it's happening again. Alright, let's turn off the crematorium for now so that it stops being a recurring problem. Until the walls are back. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Inquest of the Dead, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions or feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Inquisitors.